Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We were discussing about the theory of income and employment. So we have discussed just the introduction part of this theory of income and employment. Today we are going to discuss about the propensity to consume or the consumption function. Now what is this propensity to consume or consumption function? How can we define this? See, this consumption function or the propensity to consume is what? This is a functional relationship between the total desired consumption, spending by the household, and all the factors that determine it. What is this total desired consumption? People desire to spend on consumption. People is desiring to spend on consumption will depends on the factors like and the factors that determine it. Okay. First, we are going to know the total desired consumption, spending, and the factors that determine this desired consumption. Now, the people desire to spend on consumption depends upon the varieties of factors such as what? Income. These are the factors. Okay, income of the consumer we can tell, wealth of the consumer we can tell, then we can tell about the rate of interest of the consumer. Okay, rate of interest of the consumer. Then what we can tell? Liquid assets of the consumer. Okay, liquid assets of the consumer. Then what we can say? Expectation about the future income. Expectation of the future income. So these are all the factors that will depend upon the desire for consumption. Okay, these are all the factors that will determine the desire of consumption. So if the income of the consumer is more, then the desire for consumption also will be more. People want to consume more. People will have the desire to consume more. If the consumer is having wealth, more of wealth, then also there will be a desire of consumption will be more. Then rate of interest. So according to the rate of interest also, it depends upon how much the desire of the consumption of the consumer will be. So rate of interest is also one of the factors. Okay, and the major determinant, the major factor what we can tell is the income of the consumer. This is a major factor, income of the consumer. So according to this income of the consumer, the desire of consumption will be more or less, it depends. So income is one of the major factor that determine the desire for consumption of the consumer. Okay, now according to Keynesian theory, what does this consumption function shows? So what is the Keynesian theory of consumption function? So Keynesian theory of consumption function also shows the functional relationship between desired consumption expenditure and income. It's a functional relationship between the desired consumption expenditure and what is the desire for the consumption expenditure and the income. This shows a functional relationship between these two. Next, what we can see that to explain this consumption function or propensity to consume, two technical concepts the economist has introduced. What are these two technical concepts? Average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. These are the two concepts that is determined by the economist. So what are the two concepts here? These are the two technical concepts that is introduced by this economist. One is the average propensity to consume, that is APC, and one is a marginal propensity to consume, that is MPC. Now what is this APC? APC means C by Y. APC can be written symbolically as C by Y. Now what is this APC? APC here, this is the average propensity to consume. This define the relationship between, this is the total consumption by total income. Relationship between total consumption and total income. This is the APC. That means C stands for consumption and Y stands for income. So symbolically, how can we write this APC? APC will be equal to C by Y. This is symbolically written as. And if we define it, how can we define? This is a relationship between total consumption and total income. So C here is the consumption and Y here is the income. Okay. Next, MPC. What is this MPC? Marginal propensity to consume. Okay, so what is this MPC? MPC is the ratio of the change in consumption to change in income. So this is the ratio of the change in consumption to change in income. So symbolically, how can we write this MPC? MPC will be equal to del C by del Y. See, del is represent as the change. Del here is represent as the change. That means del C is what? Change in the total consumption, and what is del Y? Change in the total income. So how can we define this MPC? This is a ratio change in consumption to change in income. Okay. Now we will discuss about the two basic properties of propensity to consume, or we can tell properties of Keynesian consumption function. Okay, these are the two properties of the Keynesian consumption function. First property is what? There is a direct relationship between income and desire or planned consumption expenditure. Direct relationship means as income increases, your consumption expenditure will also increase. So that is called the direct relationship. So direct relationship between what? Direct relationship between income and the desire or the planned consumption expenditure. So as your income increases, your planned consumption or your desired consumption both will increase. And this symbolically you can write as C equal to F function of Y. Because as we have discussed earlier that income is the main determinant of the consumption. When income will increase, your consumption will also increase. Next is what? Increase in the income. Increase in the income will divide it between the two. Between two means one is consumption, another is savings. Okay, your increase in income will be divided between the two, but that means your consumption and your savings. And your consumption increases with the increase in income. Your consumption increases with the increase in income. Therefore, what we can tell? C is greater than 0. Small c is greater than 0. What is this small c? Small c is the marginal propensity to consume. And what else we can see? That increase in consumption is less than the increase in income. Whatever your income is, your consumption will be less than the income, because some part of the consumption will be go to your savings. So that is why C is less than 1. What we can say that MPC will be lying between 0 to 1. Okay, the value of the MPC will lie between 0 to 1. Why? As because the first thing is why this MPC is greater than 0? Just because with the increase in consumption, increase in income, your consumption also increases. And why C is less than 1? That means why MPC is less than 1? As because your consumption, that means your increase in consumption will be less than the increase in income. That is why this your MPC will be lying between 0 to 1. So these are the two properties of the Keynesian consumption functions which are very important. Okay, you have to keep in mind these two properties. Okay, so this much for the today's class, and in the next class we are going to discuss more about this consumption, more about this propensity to consume and save. Till now, those who haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe it so that you don't miss out any videos. And the introduction of this income, determination of income and employment, this video is given earlier. So those who haven't visited to it, please go through it, and few sums are done on this MPC and APC. That also, if you have not visited, go and visit to that video, go and see that video, so that your this numericals will be clear about this MPC and APC. More of the numericals we are going to do. So let us do this theory part, and then we will move on to the numerical part. So thanks for watching.